Welcome, everybody. I'm your host, Infinite, and I want to thank you so much for stopping into today's battle. My love for Pokemon all began when I was a kid and got my hands on Blue version for the Game Boy Color. Countless hours were spent playing what I never would have dreamed would become a global sensation and be as popular as it is today. I played the games, collected and traded the cards with friends, and even woke up early every Saturday morning to tune into the new episode of the anime, and that's what I drew inspiration from when deciding that I wanted to use Pikachu in today's team. Ash's Pikachu is beloved and has become the face of the franchise. For that reason, I built a competitive Pikachu and a team to support him. By no means is this team foolproof, but we have ideas to be successful, and that's what I love about the game today. There's so many variables and a boundless amount of outcomes that keeps the game fun and interesting. So quick team preview here. So of course we have Pikachu, Volbeat for support, Set Rain for Pikachu. We got Mantine to take advantage of the rain, clear rocks, things like that. Bait in an electric attack for the Pikachu as well. I'm using this Wigglytuff in honor of my daughter. She loves the Jigglypuff line, and this one is for her. I told her I would use Wigglytuff in a competitive team, so most likely lead. And who doesn't love the absolute unit Arcanine? This is a heavy hitter. I love Arcanine. I've never heard anyone say they don't like Arcanine. And last but definitely not least, what's considered the worst starter evolution line, we got Meganium. Let's slap a choice scarf on it and let's try to get Meganium some love here. We found our opponent Devin, and he's got a really cool looking team. He's actually got 5 Generation 1 Pokemon with a Pelipper, and look, he's got a Raichu over there. Wow, this is exciting, guys. I really like his team. So without further ado, good luck, have fun to my opponent Devin, and we're gonna hop right into this battle. So here Devin decides to lead off with the Hypno, and wow, Hypno, what a really cool Pokemon. I love Hypno as well. Gets outclassed by Alakazam, but you love to see people using the Hypno. And honestly, I'm just going to let my Wigglytuff do its thing. I'm going to let it be what a lead is supposed to be. So we get hit with a critical hit, Psycho Cut, which is actually a little unfortunate, but that's totally okay. And unless he gets the crit here, I know Wigglytuff will get another move off. So my opponent does not get the crit on that one. We're able to get a screen up for the rest of the team. And I thought about switching out the Wigglytuff to save it, but after consideration, I decided to just stay in. And yeah, Wigglytuff did his job. He's the lead. He supports the team, so he got a couple of moves off. And now we're able to swap out right into the Volbeat. Volbeat is our support. Prankster Volbeat. If you guys have never used Prankster Volbeat, I would strongly recommend using Prankster Volbeat on as support as one of your teams. So we're gonna go right for the Thunder Wave here to paralyze this Hypno. And my opponent surprisingly goes for a Trick Room, and that turn actually worked out really well for him because I slowed him down and he sets a Trick Room. So luckily I still have Prankster, so status moves will go first. I'm going to set another screen, so now we got both screens up here. And he gets fully paralyzed. Paralysis is a nasty status condition, so I know the Pelipper has Rain. I don't need to set Rain for my Pikachu. So I'm just going to U-turn out. Go into something that's going to take care of this Hypno, and looking at everything, Arcanine's our boy, our dog, man. He's an absolute monster. So here comes our Arcanine. Unfortunately in Trick Room we're not faster, but we're just going to go right for the super effective Crunch. We luckily didn't pop that Hypno Citrus Berry with that U-turn either, so that actually worked out perfect for us. We get another full para, of course, and down goes the Hypno, and I'm hyped for that one. And here our opponent gets to switch into whatever it wants, so of course he comes in with a water type, absolutely no problem. In fact, I'm actually okay with him setting the rain. I didn't have to with Volbeat. Here comes the Pelipper to do it for me. And you know what? Behind screens, there's actually no better time to come out with the Pikachu. I know we have to take a big attack here, but it's Pikachu's time, so our opponent actually shows that he has the Hydro Pump, which is gonna hurt the Pikachu a lot. But through the screen, we're able to hang on, and the Trick Room ends, and we get that timing perfectly. Now I know he's got that Raichu in the back, and so I'm gonna make a prediction here. And I was so glad to see this swap from the Pelipper, and sure enough, here's that Raichu to try to get that electric attack. And absolutely not, I did not go for that. I went for the Surf in the rain against this Raichu, and we get the one-hit knockout on the Raichu, and that was giving me Lieutenant Surge vibes right there. I'm so happy that Pikachu was able to just knock out that Raichu there. And here our opponent decides to go out into the Kangaskhan. Kangaskhan gets Fake Out, Sucker Punch stuff, so priority. And you know what? I'm just not going to let this Pikachu go down right here. I'm absolutely not going to allow that. So we got Rain out from his Pelipper, so I think it's a perfect time to just go right into the Mantine. Mantine has Swift Swim ability, so we can also go for a big water move in the rain against this thing. He does go for the Fake Out to get the KO on the Pikachu. I knew that. Mantine has leftovers, so I figured as good a time as any for Mantine to come in. And we're gonna go right for the big water move. We actually missed the Hydro Pump here. Kangaskhan goes for a Crush Claw, gets the critical hit on the Mantine, and that was a very unfortunate turn for us, but you know what? You gotta love it. You gotta love the different outcomes and different things that can happen. And yeah, and sometimes it's frustrating when they don't go in your favor, but it's the game we play and love, so I accept it, and I love to see it. So here I'm thinking that Arcanine should be faster than this Kangaskhan. It actually has a higher base speed, but you're gonna notice this Kangaskhan shows me that he's speed natured. Hits me with a massive Crush Claw. I didn't think I was gonna take that damage there, but unfortunately Arcanine gets hit with a Crush Claw. Doesn't take it out. We do get to go for this super effective close combat and knock out this Kangaskhan here. So all in all, that was a good turn for us. I just really didn't expect Arcanine to take that Crush Claw damage, and of course we're getting Life Orb damage as well. So opponent decides to go out in the Golduck, which is a good play. Golduck also has Swift Swim, and Arcanine is super low. I just want to get damage on this Golduck. I know I could switch into Meganium, but unfortunately next turn this Golduck could just go for an Ice Beam on me, so I'm going to go ahead and go for the Extreme Speed. Do a good amount of damage, but he actually shows me that he's got a Berry, and that's super unfortunate. He gets to restore some HP here, and goes for the big water move against my Arcanine. And Arcanine goes down, but I still love Arcanine. What an awesome job he did this battle. Got the KO and a big hit, so we're down to Pikachu, Volbeat, and Meganium, and honestly, I'm just going to come out with my support Pokemon. Volbeat is here to disrupt. He doesn't care about Swift Swim. He's got priority in Prankster. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually go for a screen here, because if I go for the Thunder Wave, he could break through, hit me with a big move. I'm going to go with a screen to mitigate some of the damage of this Golduck. So he does go for the Surf, of course, and that doesn't do nearly enough with a screen up. And now we go for the Thunder Wave for the paralysis. Send an Electric Shock this Golduck's way. Get the paralysis off. Get the full para on the same turn, and the rain stops on the same turn. So if you think about it, this Golduck went from being super fast to the slowest thing in the battle. So we're gonna U-turn out here. And Volbeat is an amazing support Pokemon. You already know we're going right into our Meganium. I don't mind if this Golduck goes for a Surf here. Meganium can eat that up. And our opponent actually shows Calm Mind. I'm not too surprised. Volbeat is a Pokemon you could potentially set up on. Unfortunately for our opponent, we brought out Meganium after the U-turn, so we're going for the super effective Petal Blizzard. Yeah, the Petal Blizzard goes off. Down goes the Golduck, of course. And let's see what our opponent is going to respond with. So he actually decides Clefable. And you know what? I have Iron Tail coverage on this Meganium. So what I have to do is actually switch out. And that way I could come back in and select Iron Tail against this Clefable if it comes to that. So yep, right back out into our support Pokemon. And Volbeat is just having a day here. He's having a battle. He's able to just switch in, switch out, get these prankster moves off, disrupt. As this Clefable goes for a Calm Mind and decides he's going to start setting up. So Light Screen even wears off there, so we could even set another one. But the first thing we're going to do is actually go for the Paralysis on this Clefable. I'm actually a little scared of this Clefable. He's setting up, so got to stop him in his tracks a little bit. And he just decides another Calm Mind. I'm not surprised about that either. Volbeat is that Pokemon that you could potentially set up on. So, and now we're going to go for that screen. We need to set a screen for the rest of our team. If this Clefable breaks through this Paralysis at +2, I really don't think the Volbeat will survive, but we'll see. Goes for the Dazzling Gleam here, and yeah, and gets the critical hit. So you love to see it. You love to see the variations and variables that happen during these battles. So we lose the Volbeat there. He faints. But now we just get to go right back out into the Meganium, and this is actually the exact reason why I wanted to switch him back in and back out. Because now we get to go for the super effective Iron Tail, and we are physical Meganium, so... Ooh, that does good damage. We get the full para, and RNG is working on both our sides this battle. So we get the full para, we're going right for the Iron Tail again. We're a physical attacker, and luckily this thing has boosted its special defense. So 2 Iron Tails knock out the Clefable, and our opponent is down to 1 Pokemon here. He's got that Pelipper that he saved, and I'm already getting really excited here at this moment because I know what I have in the back. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually just gonna want to stay in with the Meganium. The Iron Tail is not very effective. It's actually not that accurate of an attack either, but so we do get the Iron Tail off. It does a little bit of damage to the Pelipper, and I actually want this Pelipper to do big damage here. The Ice Beam actually doesn't. I remember that we have a Light Screen up, so I'm just gonna stay in. We miss an Iron Tail there. It's really no big deal as this Pelipper goes for the Roost. I really don't mind that at all, to be honest. So Light Screen does wear off, and I'm actually hoping that this Pelipper goes for the KO here, as I'm just going to stay in an Iron Tail. So we get another Iron Tail off, do a little bit of chip damage. And just like I was hoping, this Pelipper goes for the Hurricane, gets a super effective hit on the Meganium, and Meganium actually did do work this battle. But now we get to go into our Pikachu, who is hurt but not broken, down but not out. It's our last stand. It's our final Pokemon versus his. We get to go for the big Thunder in the Rain. Knock out the Pelipper there. Pikachu comes through at the end, wins the battle for us, and it just couldn't have happened any other way. It had to happen that way. And we end up taking that W. Now, Devin, thank you so much for the battle. I really appreciated that team. That was a really cool team. Thank you guys again for continuing to come out. I have some cool ideas coming your guys' way, so stay tuned, and we'll see you guys next time.